Sagittarius, welcome to your astrology reading for the month of March. And so before I jump into it, this is going to be most accurate for your rising sign. And so this would really depend on the time that you're born. And so you can run a free birth chart. It is your ascendant, that is your rising sign. It's the sign that occupies your first house. And so that's how other people perceive you. It is also applicable to your sun sign, which is how you express yourself. And then, of course, your moon sign, which is your emotional expression. It is how you process everything through that emotional lens. And so really understanding all three kind of gives you that holistic picture of how the month is going to play out for you. And so kind of jumping into March here. So March is a mix of Pisces and Aries energy. So we start off in Pisces season, we move into Aries. And so for you, this is going to impact your fourth and your fifth houses. And so your fourth house is your house of home. Your fifth house is children. It is passion projects. So think of all your hobbies, anything that you enjoy doing outside of a work environment. This would also include maybe short-term relationships. So all of that's being highlighted here. On the 9th, we'll have Mercury enter Aries. And so that's going to happen at 11:03 p.m. Eastern time. And so when that happens, we'll have Mercury, Chiron, and the North Node all in the sign of Aries. And so Aries is impacting your fifth house. So passion projects definitely being highlighted here. Children, possibly even short-term relationships. We will have Mercury conjunct the sun in Pisces. And so the sun in Pisces, for you, this is your house of home. And so what is it about maybe passion projects as it relates to your home? What is it about children as it relates to your home? Because the idea here is, what is your dream home looking like? What is it that you want in your home life? Could actually be a physical home too as well. So if that's something that you're trying to go after, there's some sort of connection here between the action that you're taking when it comes to your passions and how does that relate to your home. So this is really, really, you're going to see this a lot. There's a lot of possible movement here when it comes to your home and your home life. And so just kind of keep that in mind, because Mercury conjunct Neptune in Pisces is really about getting clear on exactly what you want from that home life perspective. What is your ideal state? What does that look like? Do you want children? Because that's occupied by the fifth house. And so is it, getting ready for children? Is it creating an environment at home that allows you to be able to have children? And so this is, okay, I'm creating this home life because I want children and I want to talk about having children. That's what that fifth house, that's what Mercury occupying your fifth house is about. It's about the conversations around those topics. Could even be short-term romances as well. And then we'll also have Mercury sextile Pluto in Aquarius. And so the sextile does require you to take some action here. And so Pluto in Aquarius is about breaking down any kind of barriers. It is removing any kind of restriction to whatever it is that you're trying to do here. And so for you, Aquarius is occupying your third house. Third house is about siblings. It's about communication, also short distance travel. And so when it relates to your fifth house here, what kind of conversations do you want to have? Because now conversations, we've got Mercury in your fifth house and we've got the third house occupying or ruling communication. And so is there a change in the conversation that you want to have as it relates to what is it that you want to pursue? Maybe having children, maybe short-term relationships. Does this require you to maybe travel a short distance? And when you think about, because we've had so much fourth house energy already coming up at the same time, is there movement needed? Are you trying to relocate your home here? Because that's going to come up here again shortly. On the 10th, really just a few hours after Mercury enters Aries, we'll have a new moon in Pisces. And so that's going to happen at 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. And so when that happens, we'll have the moon, the sun, Saturn, and Neptune all in the sign of Pisces. And so when this happens, we have the sun and the moon at the same degree point in the sky. So this is a real blending of the energies. Sun, how you express yourself. The moon, how you feel about everything, how you process everything emotionally. And so the sun and the moon will be conjunct the sun in Pisces. And so Pisces, again, all about your fourth house. What is your ideal home? What is your home life? Could actually just be your home life if you're happy with your current residence. Could be a change in residence if you are looking for something like that. And so how do you express yourself within your home? How do you see yourself? What kind of home would make you feel comfortable and content and kind of really grounded there? That's what's all being highlighted. And so this Neptune in Pisces is saying, okay, let's get clear on what it is that we want in a home life. And then what happens next is Sun and Moon are also conjunct Saturn and Pisces. And so great, you have this idea, you know exactly what you want. How do you get there? That's what Saturn says. You have to put in the work. You need to come up with some sort of strategy, and then you need to go after it. It's not going to just fall into your lap. And then we'll have Venus enter Pisces. So that's going to happen on the 11th at 5:51 p.m. Eastern time. And so when that happens, we'll have Venus, Saturn, Sun, and Neptune all in the sign of Pisces. But we'll actually have Venus conjunct Mars. But Mars isn't sitting in Pisces. Mars is in Aquarius. And so Venus in Pisces energy is all about what are your dreams as they relate to finding maybe some sort of harmony in your life, some sort of balance. This would be relationships, romantic type of energy, the things that you value. What is it that you want here? Because that's the Venus energy. And so Mars in Aquarius, Mars is very action oriented. Aquarius is very liberating. So is there something here that you need to let go of in order to go after exactly what you want? And so for you, this Venus energy, again, sitting in your house of home. What is it that you want at home? What is your ideal home life? Third house in Aquarius. So has distance been an issue before? Have you maybe considered or not considered moving outside of your neighborhood, moving to a different neighborhood? Because that could be highlighted here. Is there some sort of barrier or restriction to maybe communication? And so communication meaning like, I want to buy a home, but I don't feel comfortable with the negotiations. And so it would be gaining some sort of confidence here. It would be removing that barrier so that you can have the type of communication that you want as it relates to your home. And so this could be those negotiations with buying a home. This could be relocating to a different place. Maybe you never felt like you could do that before for whatever reason. And now the universe is saying, okay, Pluto in Aquarius is here to kind of help you out there. We're going to remove that barrier so you can go after it. And so those are just some scenarios of the way that this all might play out for you. But it is about what is it that you need to achieve? And then how do you go about getting it? And what barriers need to be removed? Then we'll have the Sun enter Aries. So that happens on the 19th at 11:07 p.m. Eastern time. And so this is the vernal equinox. In the Northern Hemisphere, this is when things get warmer. Love it. And this is when we have 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. And so right away, Sun in Aries, trine Moon in Leo. So that's a lot of fire energy. So it's a lot of passion. It's a lot of just this kind of inner motivation that's going to be taking place here. Moon in Leo is a very creative type of energy. Sun in Aries is a very action-oriented energy. And so love to see these two together. It's a very easy blend of the energies. So for you, what this means is Aries occupies that 5th house. So passions, children, short-term relationships. And then Leo is in your 9th house of expansion and growth and big picture. And so when we think about how this energy kind of plays together, this is a very lucky, very fortunate type of energy. And so when you think about, okay, I'm going to start the year off and astrological year, this is the start of the astrological year. And so if I think about, okay, Moon in Leo, this is the creative expression. This is also that big picture. So what do I want in my life? What does that big picture look like? And then 5th house in Aries is, okay, well, what do I need to do to get there? What change, like what passions will help me get there? What do I need to do here in order to achieve that maybe big life that I have for myself? Could be about children. Could be, again, more passions and hobbies probably for most people, but it could be about children. You see yourself having children, and this is really kind of sparking that a little bit more. This is kind of putting more fire on that one. We will have the Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces. And so again, this is ideal home life again. So there's definitely a theme to you in the month of March. It does relate, if you're looking for children, this does relate to, okay, maybe getting ready to start a family or expanding a family, because the 9th house in Leo is expansion. And so it could be that type of energy, or it could be maybe going after projects and really coming up with ways to pursue that, expand it, grow it. And what changes do you need to make in your everyday life, home life, in order to make that happen? We'll also have the Sun sextile Pluto in Aquarius. And Pluto in Aquarius, again, very liberating type of energy. We're going to remove any barriers or restrictions that are taking place. It's transforming you, it's molding you. And so again, 3rd house, so this would be short distance travel. This could be communication. This could be something with siblings, probably more the short distance travel and the communication, because this does impact your 5th house. And so 5th house, again, lots of fifth and fourth house happening here. Fifth house, passion projects, hobbies, children, short-term relationships. Is there some sort of communication or something here? And the communication could be about your passions. It could be about having children. It could be, because this is about really breaking down any kind of barriers. Like if you struggle to have the types of conversations that you want to have as they relate to children, this would kind of open you up, make you a little bit more free to have those types of conversations. Or if you've maybe been a little bit shy about pursuing your passions or your hobbies, this would kind of give you the energy to be bold and step out and really take action here, because that's the fire energy that is absolutely happening at this vernal equinox. Then we'll have Mars enter Pisces. So that happens on the 22nd at 7:48 p.m. Eastern time. And so we'll have Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune all in the sign of Pisces. And so what will happen here is we'll have Mars in Pisces opposite the moon in Virgo. And so Mars in Pisces, this is actions as they relate to your dreams. Moon in Virgo is all about, Virgo is a very grounding energy. It's a very healing energy. It's very detail oriented. And so this is about emotions on that deeper level, really kind of going inward and feeling everything. And so Mars in Pisces, Pisces is very kind of dreamlike, kind of up here in the clouds a little bit. And Virgo is kind of down here in the weeds, wants to know the details. And so this is where this opposition is really coming into play, where there is some sort of kind of push-pull happening. And so for you, fourth house, so your home life, again, highlighted here with Pisces energy. And so what actions do you need to take in order to have the type of home life that you want? And then 10th house in Virgo, and how does that relate to your career and public reputation? What is it in the details? What is it that you feel about your job or feel about the direction that you're going from a career standpoint? How does that relate to your home life? Then we'll have Mars square Uranus and Taurus. And so Taurus is a very grounding energy. It's earth energy. It's ruled by Venus. And so this is about what it is that you value, what it is that you want. Uranus will shake things up, because what it's trying to do is it's trying to ground you in reality. It is trying to give you exactly what you want. It's going to remove, I mean, it's the Tower in tarot cards. So it is trying to remove all those barriers. With Mars in Pisces, again, this is actions related to your dreams. And so as you're thinking about where you want to go from a dream standpoint, there is some sort of square Uranus and Taurus. And so the square is a challenging opposition. So the things that might be coming down, you may not feel comfortable releasing just yet, but Uranus and Taurus isn't really going to give you much of an option. That's what the energy here is going to do. And so the challenges here is going to be between your ideal home life and then your sixth house, because that's Uranus and Taurus, and your daily routines. So there might be something here that you're just not quite ready to let go of. Maybe it's spending a lot of time with friends. And so if you want to maybe have children or move to a different location, have a different home life, then that would have to be sacrificed, or to some sort of degree. There would have to be some sort of change here that needs to be made. If it is about passions and hobbies, things like that, I mean, this is impacting your daily life. And so it's daily life from both ways. Your home life in your fourth house, your ideal, and then your daily life in your routine. Like, if I'm going to pursue this project, that means that something else has to go on the back burner. I need to make less time for it, or I need to remove it altogether. So that would be that Uranus and Taurus energy. The full moon in Libra is going to happen on the 25th. So that is at 3 o'clock in the morning, and this is the lunar eclipse. And so we'll have the moon in Libra, we'll have the sun in Aries. So this is north node, south node, Libra being the south node. And so the impact here for you is your 11th house of community and your 5th house of passions and hobbies, children, short-term relationships. And so within your community, what you're trying to find is something here that needs to be balanced as it relates to your passions, children, short-term relationships. And so that is something that is going to come to the surface here with this opposition. So that's full moon energy, eclipse energy. So it's definitely going to be significant. We'll also have the moon opposite Neptune and Pisces. And so 11th house, 4th house. And so now it's about your community and as it relates to your home. So is moving to a different location off the table? Is that something that needs to change so that you can have the type of home life that you're looking for, so that you can go and have those children, or you can be closer to an art studio so that you can mentor with the best and then be ready to show in a gallery at some point in the future? Is there something here that you need to do? Is there some sort of movement here that needs to take place? Because that's been highlighted and will be highlighted again here in a minute. And so it is about, okay, well, there's something in my community that I need to balance. So again, it could be just spending less time with friends to make more time for your passions or children or something like that. We'll also have the moon in Libra trine Pluto in Aquarius. And so Pluto in Aquarius, all about transformation, liberation. And so that is sitting in your third house of communication, short distance travel, as it relates to your community. And so this is about, okay, how do you feel about your tribe? How do you feel about the connections that you have there within your close-knit group of friends, maybe close family as well? And so any imbalance that's coming to the surface, anything here that would prevent you from moving forward with your dreams, Pluto in Aquarius is going to remove those obstacles. And so it could be about communication. Maybe it is that you're trying to do something different here and you need your friends to support you in doing it. This would be the type of transformative communication. Maybe you've never done anything like this before, and maybe you're kind of, you've been shy about this in the past, and now you're gaining your voice and you're allowing yourself to kind of speak exactly what it is that you want and have those conversations. And so the ultimate goal here is being able to balance your standing within your group of friends as it relates to everything that you're trying to pursue here, because you don't want to sacrifice one for the other. And so it's really about finding this harmony between those two, really. So this is the reading for the month of March. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.